Hi, and welcome to TXDZNY. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about my favorite times of the year to go to Walt Disney World. So I'm going to be doing this list a little bit different than I do a lot of my other lists. I normally rank it from my least favorite to my favorite. On this list today, I'm going to be doing it from my favorite to my least favorite. I've separated these categories into 5 different seasons. The 5 different seasons I'm going to have is going to be that time right after New Year's, the spring, the summer, the fall, and the Christmas season. So those are going to be the 5 seasons I'm going to be ranking 1 through 5. So number one, and my favorite time of the year to go to Disney World is the holiday season. So when I'm saying the holiday season, I'm meaning like the Christmas season at Walt Disney World. So Disney starts decorating for Christmas that night right after Halloween, going into so from October 31st going into November 1st, you'll see Christmas decorations starting to go up at Walt Disney World. But it's not until November 8th that the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starts. And that Christmas party will run all the way until December 20th. And after the 20th, it'll still run until the 30th, but it won't be a nighttime paid ticket event. They'll just do the parade for, if you want to say for free, but it's for regular guests during the day. Out of all the ticketed events that are outside of your just general admission into the park, the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is our favorite. We go pretty much every time we go during the Christmas season. There's just so many magical things from the whole parade, which is just beautiful, to the special character meet and greets, just the snacks that you get around the park, and the different little shows you get on stage, along with some of the rides having some overlays and stuff like that. It's just magical. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. So anything that's going to be Christmas related, I'm absolutely going to love. And Magic Kingdom's decor and everything around the park, from the parties and everything, is just beautiful. It just makes the park that much more magical. Now, my favorite part about the holiday season at Disney World is that it's the only season that Disney decorates something for every one of the 4 parks. It doesn't do that for any of the other holidays. So you get a little bit of something no matter where you go in Disney World. Even the resorts, Disney Springs, everywhere is decorated for Christmas. So at Epcot, they have the Festival of the Holidays. Now, the Festival of the Holidays runs from November 29th to the December 30th. Now, that's this past year. This changes each year. That pretty much, it's changing. These are just rough dates that it was this last year. But it's going to be running pretty much from right around Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. So this is a great festival. It's one of the shorter festivals there at Epcot, but obviously the whole park is going to be decorated for Christmas. You're going to see a lot of Christmas trees, all Christmas decor. They're going to have a little show in almost every one of the countries, telling you a little bit about the heritage of how they do Christmas in that country. And so you're also going to have some great food in some of these booths for this festival. It's some of the most generous portions you get out of any of the festivals at Epcot throughout the year. And some of the food is just fantastic. But the whole entire Epcot park looks just fantastic for this holiday season. Like I said, it's going to be just loaded with different lights, Christmas decor, and everything like that. It's just absolutely beautiful and takes that park to a next level for me. Now, Disney did introduce last year a paid ticket event at Hollywood Studios. I should touch on that the Festival of the Holidays isn't a paid event. That's just part of going to Epcot and being back in World Showcase and everything like that. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights are paid events on top of your regular admission. A little tip to doing that sometimes is, because those nights run late, is maybe not to go to the park during the day and kind of do a chill day at your resort or do something kind of low key. And they'll let you in. Those ticketed events start later in the evening, but they'll let you in the park a little bit earlier than what the actual party is, and you still get a good amount of time inside the park, being able to ride rides and doing all the holiday things inside the park with that paid event. So Jollywood Nights this last year ran from November 9th until December 21st. Select nights they'll be doing this party, and this is, like I said, it's at Hollywood Studios. So they'll do everything from doing a little bit of a sing-along with a Nightmare Before Christmas. They'll also have some really cool character meet and greets here. They also have Holidays in Hollywood, which is kind of like a Muppets kind of show, and it has some different characters in it, a cool little show for kids. And then they have a fireworks show called Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, which is really a cool, different fireworks show than they offer regularly, than like Fantasmic or something like that. And they do the same thing where they have lots of treats and stuff going around the parks and character meet and greets specific for the holidays. So it's a great little event. I do think Magic Kingdoms is better, but it is really nice to have an event there. They also do nice little projections on the Tower of Terror and things like that. They do that during the day during the Christmas time, or not during the day in the evening, but for regular guests. But they do little shows on that Hollywood Tower of Terror during the Christmas season. And so it's just beautiful. You get the Snope and everything on Sunset Boulevard and all this other stuff. So it's just a beautiful event there. It is a paid event, so keep that in mind if you wanted to do this Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. Now, Animal Kingdom does the least out of any of the parks. Obviously they can't do any firework event or anything like that, but they do some cool little decor throughout their park as well. It's just little touches of garland and lights and stuff throughout the park. They do a little winter projection on the Tree of Life, which is really nice, a little refreshing for the holiday season. So it's still a beautiful park during the holidays, but it has the least out of any of them. But they do decorate at Animal Kingdom for Christmas, and it is kind of underrated how beautiful it is there during the Christmas season. So don't skip out on Animal Kingdom during the holidays. Now, the only time in this video I'm going to be talking pretty much about Disney Springs is going to be for this holiday season. We absolutely love Disney Springs during the holiday season. They do like a Christmas tree stroll around the whole entire Disney Springs, which they decorate a bunch of Christmas trees. I can't remember how many. It's like over 20 different Christmas trees. They decorate them in different themes of Disney. It's from movies to all different types of things. And it's great for kids. They do the strolls around Epcot and stuff like that to go looking for, Remy and Olaf and stuff during different seasons. So this is a cool little stroll for the kids to go find the 20 plus Christmas trees in Disney Springs and match stickers to what the one that they found is. It's just a beautifully decorated area for the Christmas season. Little side note that we love during the season is going to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. They have some of the best Christmas foods and decor inside that little bar restaurant area. So if you're going during the holiday season, try to sneak in there if you can at Disney Springs. But don't skip out on Disney Springs during the holiday season because it's beautiful, decorated, like I said, everywhere. It has more Christmas trees than pretty much anywhere else in Disney World. So now to number 2 on my list, and that's going to be the fall season. Now, when I'm saying the fall season, I'm pretty much meaning when they start decorating for Halloween in the fall at Magic Kingdom. And Magic Kingdom, just like during Christmas, they do a Halloween great there. And they do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, just like the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, where it's going to be a ticketed event that you can do after hours at Magic Kingdom. And just the Mickey pumpkins and everything going around the park during the fall season is just absolutely beautiful. The Halloween party this year is going to be running from all the way from August 9th all the way until Halloween Day. And so it's a long period. Obviously it's really hot and stuff during August, and it seems a little weird there in the month of August in Florida to be having Halloween decor and everything up when it's 100 degrees. But that's the way Disney does it, and it's fun. And at these Halloween parties, you get to dress up and like you're going trick or treating and going into the park. And it's a cool little thing that you get to see how different people mix and match their Halloween costumes to go into Magic Kingdom Park, because you're not allowed to do that besides wearing princess dresses and stuff like that during regular season. So it's a cool little way to go around and get some cool pictures at Magic Kingdom during the fall season. So at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, you're going to get a few different really good ticketed events that are going to be part of your paid ticket. And that's going to be the Boo to You Parade. And this is just like the Christmas parade for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. But this one I think is, I could go back and forth on which one I think is better. I really love the Halloween, Boo to You Parade. And it's just absolutely almost pretty much worth the price of admission into the thing. It's just an awesome parade for the kids. It's not going to be scary. It's going to have some Halloween theming, but it's not going to be scary really for the kids, and just really get you into that Halloween fall spirit. They also do a special fireworks show. It's called the Not So Spooky Fireworks. So it's going to be, a full-on Disney firework display, but just going to be kind of theming it more towards Halloween. So it's going to be a little bit darker and all that, but it's going to be a beautiful fireworks show. And lastly, they do like a little hocus pocus little show on stage, which is really, really nice. If you're like a 90s kid like me, you remember Hocus Pocus, Hocus Pocus. So it's a really cool little show to watch way up there. And just like they have during the Christmas season, they're going to have, little trick or treat stands going throughout the park where you get little candy. They give you a bag to put all your stuff in there. Great photo spots, great character meet and greets to meet some special characters during these Christmas and Halloween parties. So don't skip out on going to Magic Kingdom during the Halloween season. And I highly, highly recommend getting a ticket to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So Epcot during the season does run the Food and Wine Festival. So the Food and Wine Festival is going to run, or this upcoming year, it's going to be running into from August 29th until November 23rd. So it's one of the longer festivals there at Epcot. So it's not going to really be fall themed at all. You're going to have some food that kind of plays to that season, but you're not going to have the Halloween and fall decor like you do at Magic Kingdom. It's just going to be a festival there that's going to be a food and wine festival. So it's going to be kind of geared towards that. But it is one of my favorite food festivals there at Epcot. And that time of the year is just a really nice time to go. I really like that October time frame to go to Disney World. I think the weather is just absolutely beautiful. So don't skip out on that food and wine festival. It's kind of one of the festivals that Disney is known for. It's like their first festival that they kind of started doing. So that's why it pretty much runs for 3 months. So don't skip out on Epcot when you're going during the fall to Disney World. With that being said, the Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom parks really don't do anything for the fall season. They're not going to be doing anything for Halloween or anything like that. I do think Hollywood Studios in specific is missing out on it. I think they should projection show like they do during the Christmas season on Tower of Terror. Obviously Tower of Terror is kind of a spooky-ish ride. They should be mixing, I think, some sort of like little Halloween projection show on Tower of Terror. I hope they do that sometime soon, where they do start integrating some of that Halloween theming into some of the other parks besides just Magic Kingdom and Epcot. At 3, I'm going to have spring at Disney World. Now, when I'm saying the spring season, I'm pretty much meaning when it's the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. So this past year, it actually started February 28th. This festival goes all the way until May 27th. It did this last year. So it's also another longer festival like the Food and Wine Festival. But I think just the decor for the Flower and Garden Festival is just so beautiful. They don't really do anything specific for the Food and Wine Festival. But for the Flower and Garden Festival, you have all the topiaries out there around all of Epcot. And just the flowers and everything just look beautiful, along with having the great food booths. So the spring season, I think, is a beautiful time of the year to go to Disney World. You also, if you start to go later into that spring season, it starts warming up a bit. And so you can start mixing in them pool days during this time of the year. Because, if you go catching it early, it still might be a little bit cool. For example, the last 2 years, we've gone in early spring. And it was kind of iffy to go in the pool. Obviously my kids will almost go in the water at any weather. But for me, it was a little bit cold. I'll still go in, but it was colder than I would have liked. But if you're going and catching the spring season during the Flower and Garden Festival, later in the spring season, it's just great days to mix going in the pool at Walt Disney World. Now, the other 3 parks really don't do anything specific for the spring season. So it's pretty much only going to be directed right at Epcot, where anything's going to really look different and there's going to be anything specific to the spring season with that Flower and Garden Festival. At 4 on my list, I'm going to have that time of the year that's winter, a little bit after New Year's. So when I'm saying this, I'm pretty much talking about Epcot's Festival of the Arts, which is one of the most underrated festivals there at Epcot. It is one of the shorter festivals. This last year it ran from January 12th only to February 19th. So it's a shorter festival, but it is a really, really nice one for food. Um, they have some beautiful art throughout the Epcot Park for this, and the food there is just unbelievable for this as well. It is kind of a slower crowds too for this festival because a lot of the people wanting to go to Disney World are going to try going during that Thanksgiving, Christmas break, and all that time of the year when they have their time off of school and work and such like that. So that time right after the New Year, you see the parks kind of die down. So you will see some lower crowds during this one, which makes it a better experience for you inside the parks waiting on lines. Only negative to this time of the year, which we've gone several times during this time of the year, is the weather can be really hit or miss. We 2 years ago went during this time of the year, and I don't think one of the days the temperature ever got above like 37, 38 degrees. It was actually below freezing in the morning when we were going to the parks a couple of the days. But by the end of that trip, there were days that it was in the 70s and really, really nice and sunny. So it's one of the more unpredictable times of the year to know what it's going to be like weather-wise when you go in this time. But that Festival of the Arts is just a very underrated festival at Epcot. Obviously, it only runs for a few weeks, so you have a small time frame to go. I do highly recommend going during this time of the year if you can. I know it could be hard with taking kids out of school and getting time off of work, but it is an underrated time of the year to go to Disney World with crowds and this festival at Epcot going on. At last and at 5 on this list is going to be summer at Walt Disney World, and that's what we're in right now. I'll be the first one, and I'll go to Disney World no matter when. I'm always up for a Disney trip, but I do find myself living here in Texas. I don't crave going to Disney World during the months pretty much of like late June, all of July, and most of August. It's just too hot for me. Down there, living in Texas, it's hot enough here, but we don't have the humidity. In Florida, you're getting a little bit of everything down there with the heat and the humidity. It rains pretty much every day there, even if it's just for a little bit to keep that humidity there. So it could really make for a hard time to have a really good experience there and be able to go to parks for whole days. The pro to going in the summer is to utilize those pool days because you pretty much have to. You really can't rope drop and make it all the way through fireworks during the summer and just sit there in the heat the whole entire day. It's not going to be good for you health-wise. So I do highly recommend during the summer seasons going and utilizing those pool days and making sure you get out of the sun during the day. But that's why it sits at last on my list, is just because it's the hardest time of the year to really enjoy yourself at Walt Disney World. And sometimes the crowds can be pretty bad given that everybody's off of school and everything like that. That's the best way I always tell people to think about when they're booking their Disney trips. When's it low time? I just tell them, hey, think about when kids are out of school. That's when it's going to be the most crowded. So when you're talking about summer, that's when kids are out of school. So it's going to be the most crowded, and mix that in with the heat is just why I have it last on this list. But it still could be a great time to go. You're also not catching any festivals at Epcot. So you're just getting pretty much Disney as it is, and which could be nice. Sometimes the festivals that you got are really nice options, but you kind of forget what the actual countries and everything look like just on their own back there in World Showcase. But during the summer season, if you are going, I do recommend making sure you're staying hydrated and do some pool time and make sure you're going in the AC. So that's going to be it for this video. Those are my top 5 favorite times of the year to go to Disney World. 1 being the holiday Christmas season, 2 being the fall and Halloween season, 3 being the spring season, pretty much meaning the flower and garden festival, 4 being in the winter during the Festival of the Arts, and number 5 being summer. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.